Irish guy. I'm right. Am I a predictions king? Am I the prince of predictions this season? I can feel it. I can feel a turning of the tide. Right now, I truly believe that this season, I will become the Batman of predictions. The internet's dark knight. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself get eaten by Sky Sports. Isn't that right, Football Daily? Sorry, that was mean. But lads, okay. The Championship is the single hardest league to predict in world football, which is exactly why I'm going to ace this exam. I'm strangely confident in myself this summer. So for every wrong prediction that I get, I will smear an egg sandwich in my face. And lads, I'm allergic to egg. Okay, no, not really. I just don't trust them. Humpty Dumpty freaks. Right, let's go. 24th, Plymouth Argyle. It's almost like Wayne Rooney is desperate to see how much punishment he can inflict on his managerial career before he then gets officially blacklisted by every chairman in the country. Not a single manager in the Championship will be more fearful of this upcoming season than this blubbering Scouse meatball, because he knows if this Plymouth project fails, if he gets sacked before Christmas again, then people are going to quickly come to the firm conclusion that he really does have the tactical acumen of that expired sausage rotting in the back of your fridge. This just has to go well for him. It does, otherwise he'll just be banished to being an incoherent pundit who nobody can understand because he mumbles through every sentence as if his mouth is full of dead frogs. So I'm sorry, Rooney, but the Pilgrims just scraped survival last season. I don't see a happy ending for Big Wayne. He'll be sacked before Christmas. And considering this club are absolutely obsessed with hiring coaches from Merseyside, oh, they'll probably stupidly give the reins to Robbie Fowler and go down without a whimper. I mean, look, Fowler might seem like a crazy and random suggestion. You probably all assume that that bloke has done nothing since retirement other than visit McDonald's for 3 hours a day. But no, lads, last year he recorded a 75% win record as manager of Al-Qadja, a club who have since bought Aubameyang and interviewed Mourinho for the job. So put some respect on Robbie's name. I guess. 23rd, Sunderland. Oh, Sunderland, what have you done? This is the season where they once again spectacularly implode. Although they already did that last season too. After nearly going up the previous year, they then finished 16th. And they lost at home to both Northeast rivals by an aggregate score of 7-0. They lost 6 league games in a row in the spring. They let a horribly out of form Blackburn score 5 on their own patch. It was a disgrace. And now they've gone for the biggest hipster pick in the entirety of the Football League. Well, apart from Brighton maybe. Appointing 48-year-old manager Regis Labrie. Regis Labrie. Not only does he look like a James Bond villain, but his name doesn't command respect or authority. He sounds like a cheap sandwich that's being trialed at cost of coffee. This isn't some exotic new flavor of the month. Up and coming coach, but coming through by the way. Oh no, he's been a manager for just 3 less years than Mourinho. He has been a full-time coach since 2003. And he's only had 1 senior managerial role before Sunderland. And that was when he got Lorient relegated to League 2 in France. The man is going to be hilariously out of his depth. He is going to have the worldwide embarrassment of having relegated a Bellingham. The same year his big bro wins the Ballon d'Or. That ain't a good look, Regis. Sorry, Sunderland, but you're in for an embarrassing campaign. Hopefully they get this one on Netflix too. 22nd, Derby County. Look, I'm sorry, Derby County. I know you are one of the biggest clubs in the Championship. Arguably the biggest. So it would be great to see you sneak survival, but nah. Look, you've had a great season under Paul Warne in League 2. But where are the goals coming from? Most of your forward line are in their 30s. They are practical granddads with the hamstring flexibility of a squashed orange. Come on, this is blatantly a League 1 squad. So I'm sorry, but no, you'll put up a fight, you always do. But still, relegation. And to prove it, if you don't go straight back down, then I will eat 50 bananas in one sitting. 21st, Hull City. Hull City have had the summer from hell. It is all their own fault. After a brilliant season where they so very nearly squeaked into the playoffs, they have just fired the boss, Liam Rossinier. This is someone who I think everyone has sort of realized by now that he was the brains behind Rooney at Derby. Let me get this straight. Rossinier is a coach who is deemed not good enough for Hull, but yeah, gets the big thumbs up from Chelsea. Yeah, lads, say what you want. This man is currently having a mini audition for the job at Stamford Bridge, because if he does well at their feeder club Strasbourg in France, if he somehow gets them to do a Brest miracle and qualify for the Champions League, then he is absolutely replacing Enzo Maresca at Stamford Bridge. They've replaced this highly rated, innovative young coach with Tim Walter, somebody who was sacked at Hamburg after failing to get them promoted to the Bundesliga. You've also lost key players like Jacob Greaves, Ozan Tufan, and Jadon Philogene. This is going to be like the Huddersfield Town collapse after they very nearly got promoted in 2022. Sorry lads, but by the end of the season, this whole project are going to be clinging on to survival, with Steve Bruce getting the job for the final month. Yeah, Rossinier is going to be qualifying for European football in France, while you have to watch a lazy, unmotivated Bruce chomping on a pie in the dugout. 20th, Oxford United. How did Oxford United United get promoted last season when they went through 3 different managers. This is Oxford's first season in the Championship since 1999. It seems bizarre to see a stuffy little university town roaming as high as this in the Football League. It's a bit like seeing some posh, perfectly combed violinist who was born with a rich silver spoon in their mouth. It's like suddenly seeing them fighting grizzly bears in the jungle. Sorry, what? What I actually think that Oxford are going to be the story of the season. I think they'll dig in, rally together, and ultimately, Des Buckingham, the former boss of New Zealand under-20s, they will absolutely shock the world and somehow just about scrape survival. Honestly, this is going to be huge. I think Oxford United are going to be great. Mark my words. 19th Preston North End. In my football supporting lifetime, I have made up my mind now that there's no more depressing a team to support in English football than Preston North End. It is a club completely devoid of any shred of excitement. They sort of used all of it up with the Invincibles team 200 years ago. There's never a flicker of promotion or relegation, really. It's just mid to mediocrity time after time after time. It must be insufferably boring. Like sitting through any Football Daily video. Okay, no, sorry. All right, I'm sorry. That's the last one, okay? For old time's sake. I just let them rest in peace. This club used to regularly float about the playoff spots in the mid-2000s, and they never ever came up. Every other club they shared the playoff spots with, oh, they've all eventually been promoted at least once. Every single one. In fact, the last time Preston finished in the playoffs back in 2006, oh, forget about the rest of the playoff teams. 17 of the 24 championship teams from that season have played in the Premier League since. Even Brighton, who finished bottom that year, they've since played European football. Preston is that one friend who's been left behind. All their friends have since got married and had kids, while they're spending every day sitting at home, burping up chicken nuggets, whilst watching the X-Men movie marathon for the 4th time that week. Anyway, I think you'll get a bit of excitement this season, actually. Good news, because he'll be in a relegation battle. How did I not tip you for a relegation battle when you lost the last 5 league games without even scoring a goal? It was an aggregate score of Preston 0, everyone else 11. It's going to be a horrible season for Preston. Ryan Lowe will be sacked early doors, and in his place, overseeing this, Frank Lampard. 18th Sheffield United. Sheffield United are the Derby County of 2008. After a team gets truly embarrassed in the Premier League, having their souls sucked out their face through the eyeballs, as if you're trying to kiss a Dementor, the rot usually continues after relegation too. After being the worst Premier League side of all time, Derby squad did not recover from an 11-point season. They didn't bounce back, probably because they were so unmotivated. They didn't want to get back to the Prem and enjoy that nightmare all over again, so they were just happy to slump to 18th in the Championship. Same thing with Sheffield United. Their players are going to be a psychologically annihilated mess to such a point that they probably don't even have any enthusiasm left to smile at their own wife. Not even the manager would inspire me if I'm a Sheffield United fan. Not anymore. Don't forget, Chris Wilder has been a championship failure with Middlesbrough and Watford recently. Sorry, but this whole thing is a mess. And I'm sorry, but if the Blades do somehow get promoted, then I will dunk a box of spiders on my head. 17th Blackburn Rovers. What Blackburn Rovers need to do is handcuff Sammy Smodics to a vending machine in the Ewood Park lobby. Keep this man a prisoner. Do not let him leave your club in this transfer window, or you will be absolute butternut toast. Look, John Eustace was the man who came off brilliantly after Birmingham City imploded immediately after firing him when he had them on course for promotion. But I'm sorry, Eustace is not the next managerial superhero that everyone wants him to be, because Gary Rowett also got the same harsh treatment at Brum in 2016. Then his stock grew after they wound up nearly getting relegated, but since then he's failed at Derby County, Stoke, had a mediocre run at Millwall, and now he was actually the one who came full circle to oversee Birmingham's relegation to League One. So again, Eustace ain't no mini Pep, and Blackburn were actually pretty horrendous after Christmas. Come on, one of their final games of the season was a 5-0 defeat at Bristol City. This team is not going anywhere fast, and the only reason Blackburn won't go down is because you'll sack Eustace in March before begging Sam Allardyce to come back and save the day. 16th Sheffield Wednesday. The fact Sheffield Wednesday are still standing in the Championship this season is a miracle, considering they're absolutely rotten. Horrendous garbage start to last campaign, losing nearly every match before Christmas. But to be fair, Danny Roll came in, masterminded an incredible turnaround, and they stayed up. So yeah, you know what? He's going to repeat the trick. And lads, if Wednesday do go down, then I will get a stranger to throw 50 potatoes at my head. 15th Watford. Out of the wild managerial merry-go-round of Watford gaffers brought in by the Pozzos, how very unglamorous that they finally ran out of big names and have now just given Tom Cleverley the job. Wasn't so long ago they were sniffing around a huge colossal name like Fabio Cannavaro. Now it's just boring old Tommy C, someone with the star quality of an ugly elf. Sorry lads, but your squad is painfully dull. Bringing back Moussa Sissoko a few weeks before his 35th birthday is insane, and why Thomas Ince is still a thing in Championship circles absolutely freaks me out. And I mean, considering you're just about 6-1 in a pre pre-season friendly by Fulham. You're lucky I'm not tipping you for relegation. But one thing is for sure, Cleverly is not getting the whole season in charge. If he does, then I will eat Weetabix off a stranger's knee. 14th Cardiff City. Sorry, but this Cardiff team are the epitome of an unexciting mid-table bore. I'm sorry, lads, but if Cardiff do squeak into the top 10, then I will eat a bowl of mud. 13th Norwich City. Look, Norwich City just had a good season under David Fagner. After an absolutely horrible autumn, 7 defeats in 9 games, including one horror afternoon where they conceded 6 at Plymouth. This Klopp clone could have had no complaints about being thrown in a wheelie bin and marched off a cliff. But no, he actually got them into the playoffs where, to be fair, they did get eaten on toast by Leeds. But for Delia Smith to impatiently sack him just 24 hours after a playoff semi-final, she's clearly more ruthless than I thought. Bringing in 35-year-old Johannes Hoff Thorup from Nordsjælland in Denmark is incredibly hipster, and it won't work. 12 Swansea. Swansea just had a hopeless season under both Michael Duff and then Luke Williams. Nah, Swansea aren't doing much this season either. 11th Coventry. You know what's really strange? When I saw Coventry City come from 3 goals down to so nearly and incredibly knock Manchester United out of the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, I thought for sure this team will get promoted next season. The same hungry adventurous side who knocked out Wolves and Molineux. That team that Mark Robbins had built for the FA Cup, they looked like a Premier League side. But look at how they ended the championship season. From April Fool's Day onwards, they were horrible in the league. 6 defeats in the final 8 games, absolutely destroying their promotion push. So maybe it was just the players sulking after the horrible FA Cup loss. But still, I cannot back you to get into the playoffs when your most recent form is ghastly beyond belief. Sorry, but no, okay? And if Coventry do go up, then I will spend an entire weekend camping on a tiny deserted island. 10th Bristol City. Look, Bristol City under new manager Liam Manning are in a decent spot. They had a frighteningly great end of the season, going unbeaten in their final 5 league games, only conceding once. Price of their final 2 games at home. They beat the champions Leicester City and then smashed Blackburn 5-0. 2 clubs who've won the Premier League, by the way. Right now, Bristol City have momentum, so I think they'll do well. 9th Portsmouth. Yes, 9th. You must think I'm insane to tip newly voted Portsmouth as someone finished as high as 9th in the championship. Well, yes. Do you know who they're managed by? Wonder Kid coach John Massinho. Yeah, replace the H and the N in his first name with an S and an E, and replace the S with an R in his surname, and what do you get? As it's like when people realize Tom Riddle's name was an anagram of I am Lord Voldemort, or something. I don't speak nerd. Look, Pompey have not been in the championship since 2012, which is truly insane. Has it really been that long since the 2008 FA Cup winners? A club who I remember playing against AC Milan in Europe, welcoming Ronaldinho, actual Ronaldinho, to Fratton Park. It's been 12 years since they were this high in the Football League. They have not finished in the top 15 in the championship even, since they won the thing with 98 points in 2003. So this is a gutsy prediction. But yeah, top 10, 8th Middlesbrough. Look, I don't think Michael Carrick is a rotten manager or anything. I just think he's destined to be the nearly man. The manager who is always buzzing around the playoffs, but never actually goes up, and eventually, clubs get tired of that. 7th QPR. Yeah, you might think it's weird that I'm tipping QPR to finish as high as 7th, jumping 11 places from last season, but there is hype around their Spanish manager, Martí Cifuentes, right? Look, whatever he's doing at QPR is working, because he managed to steer them away from an inevitable surefire relegation under Gareth Ainsworth to squeak them up the league with actual promotion form. I mean, come on, they beat Leeds United 4-0 in their final home match. Cifuentes is doing something, and so yeah, this won't be a promotion season, no, but I genuinely believe they have enough talent on their side to do something. And there's nobody realised yet, but they've just signed Varane's little bro. Yes, the actual brother of Rafa Varane is now playing in midfield alongside Jack Colback. It's weird. 6th Stoke City. Okay, this might seem like a completely stupid call. I realize this sounds horrendous on paper. Stoke City have been the most obvious pick in the championship. Everyone has always known where they're going to finish. Ever since they dropped out of the Premier League in 2018, they have been the most consistent team in England. 16th, 15th, 14th, 13th, 16th, and 17th. So me tipping them to suddenly break that consistency and surge up to 6th, this is not on the cards, surely. Look, I think Steven Schumacher is slowly building something. I mean, they did end last season with 3 wins and 3 clean sheets, an aggregate score of 8-0. I think this season Schumacher shocks the world and somehow gets them to 6th. 5th Burnley. Surely Burnley are in the playoffs. Look, they just replaced Vincent Kompany with Scott Parker as manager, which is a massive downgrade, sure. What's really weird is that both guys have actually managed in Belgium. But to be fair, Parker is only 43 and it's already got 2 different clubs promoted to the Premier League in Fulham and Bournemouth. If he can make it a hat-trick of promoted clubs before his 45th birthday, then suddenly that guy is carving out a career as a mini Steve Bruce or a younger Neil Warnock. I mean, if Parker does not have them finish this season in the top 6, then I will eat shepherd's pie out of an airport toilet. Yeah, I don't see them coming up again, but 5th, 4th West Brom. Look, Carlos Corporán is a Bielsa disciple and a quality manager. Price up, he nearly got Huddersfield back into the Prem. The Baggies nearly came up last season too, but this time out, of course they'll get promoted. It's in their DNA. The fact it's been 3 years since they were last in the Premier League, that feels like a freakishly long gap. Last season was the Baggies' third championship season in a row. Something they had not done since 2002. That is the longest wait to get out of the championship for over 20 years. So surely they have to get back to the promised land this year. They are getting promoted for sure. Third, Leeds United. Sorry, Leeds. Lads, me and Leeds United have always had a complicated relationship. I'll be honest, I secretly admired your adventurous, hungry football under Bielsa, but that whole era was spoiled for me because I was screaming for them not to finish in the top half of the Premier League. Guys, well, it reached such a nutty point that Patrick Bamford was literally being asked for his opinions on my foot. Leeds are the outright clear favourites for this championship title because of how they ripped the championship to pieces after Christmas, winning 9 games in a row, keeping 7 clean sheets, the fact they took 90 points in the league, and the fact that was actually the third 90-plus point season their manager Daniel Farke has had in the championship after 2 Norwich title wins. There has not been a more red-hot favourite for the championship title than maybe Wolves in 2017 when they signed Ruben Neves and Diogo Jota. Although even then, they'd still finished 15th the previous season, so maybe Leeds United might just be the biggest favourites for a championship title ever. I mean, maybe Newcastle under Rafa Benitez had more of hype, but still, they're up there. I know that every single person in the comment section below thinks Leeds are winning this, but I'm sorry, nope. They'll still have a very good season. You'll put 89 points on the board, but Sorencio Somerville will be a massive miss, and you'll still trip up in the playoffs. Losing the final to West Brom. As former Ellen Road bib thrower Carlos Corberan, he really does get the last laugh. Second, Millwall. Yeah, you think this is crazy. Millwall in second? You're probably assuming that a Millwall fan has broken into my house and has threatened to wee on my rug if I don't tip them for promotion, but don't do it. But no! I truly believe that Millwall are going to be the story of the season. Yeah, they only finished 13th last time out, but the turnaround Neil Harris saw at the end of the season was incredible. Finishing the season with 5 wins in a row, only conceding once. They have momentum, and I think they've made the championship signing of the summer, bringing in 27-year-old centre forward Macaulay Langstaff from Notts County for less than £1 million. This is somebody who scored 70 goals in 91 league games for the world's oldest football team, the club who inspired Juventus. This is someone addicted to goals. He has scored over 100 goals in his last 3 seasons of football. He's going to eat the championship on toast too. 20 goals this season. He's going to be a mini Vardy. Honestly, lads, Millwall for the Prem. I know. I'm scared too. First, Luton Town. You know what's crazy? Even a couple of years ago, tipping Luton Town to win the championship title would have looked insane. It doesn't anymore. I think this is a sound pick. They were comfortably the best of the relegation teams last season. They've kept their manager Rob Edwards and the bones of the squad who competed fairly decently in the Premier League. I think this Luton team will have taken massive confidence from last season. They've kept their side together, and so yeah, they're going to win the championship title. And this doesn't even seem like a strange call. Anyway, that's it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Let me know. Premier League predictions coming soon, but I really, please just let me get a few right, please. No, okay, I have to be confident. I'm gonna get them all right, and this is gonna go viral, and I'll look like a Prince of Predictions, the Dark Knight. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to share and subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.